My name is Rehman. I am the president of INDO-ARAB Chamber of Commerce. We are basically into trade promotion, trade facilitation. We help like GCC companies and corporates to establish in India and vice versa. We facilitate trade between the GCC countries and India. We also have another chamber called Indo-African Chamber of Commerce, which was started in 1985, whereas Indo-Arab was started in 1980s. We actually help this African industrialists and all these guys to promote business. We cover around 57 countries as far as Indo-African Chamber of Commerce is concerned. Whereas as far as Indo-Arab is concerned, we are covering all the GCC countries. Like that Indo-Arab has started in 1980 by a group of very senior industrialists and politicians and all these guys. Right now I am the president for Indo-Arab Chamber of Commerce, but I look after Indo-Africa also, just a sort of advisor. We have been trying to find out which are the areas which are in heavy demand now. Well, you people have been asking me for what about the health industry, about this health tourism, medical tourism and all. I actually wanted to tell you it's really a very, very good opportunity now, and India, it's going to be the health destination because the variety of reasons. One is the cost factor, and second is the availability of the talents, the speciality, and lot many things which are in favor of India. Tourism, medical tourism from Gulf country has been popular since long, but even from other countries also markets are opening. Like for example, Africa and GCC is always there, but even Latin America also opening now. So apart from that, if you really, for the very rough estimates, if you see what is opportunity, I have a very rough estimate. This is a $5 billion industry at present. It will be more also. I don't have the exact figures. Now I'll tell you one more trend what we have noticed as far as GCC countries are concerned. Like we have office in Dubai and we have representation everywhere in all the Gulf countries, and our major concentration is Saudi Arabia. Whenever we go, people talk about they are not getting the appointments in the hospital, it's getting delayed, and they have to travel to US and this and all this thing. So they are industrial groups which are actually trying to set up companies specializing only in health tourism, medical tourism. Like for example, last week I was in Abu Dhabi. He was asking me, okay, can you help me to set up the entire shop in Abu Dhabi as well as India, and what is the kind of business he's planning for? He is planning to source the patients from the entire Emirates and bring to India. Well, I asked him, okay, why can't you go to other countries? Equally good. But the thing is what? They always talk about this cost factor. Plus, the thing is what? In very first shot itself, our doctors are able to identify what is the problem. Instead of going round and about, they are able to find out in first instance itself, and they are giving the right treatment, they are taking the right track. As far as the chambers are concerned, we are not commercial, we just help people to help people basically, help the industrialists, help the public. So we have been receiving a lot of queries, lot of inquiries now for this particular vertical. And I'm sure this is not a very organized sector here in India. If it is properly organized, it's really going to be a very good opportunity, excellent opportunity. So we'll have to concentrate on this. You see, here in India we have variety of hospitals, affordable, and it's like now it's like 1/10 of the cost. And if you think of, I mean, if you talk about US and all, the cost is 1/50th just for one small, simple, like removing the teeth. They will charge you $50,000 in US. Yeah, it's only a fraction. This is, I think, definitely an upcoming market, and it has to be organized, and Government of India is also supporting a lot for all this thing. But once properly organized under corporate sector, this will be a very good opportunity.
How has been the demand for private healthcare in Africa?
See, private healthcare demand is very much there. Of course, healthcare everywhere there is a demand. In Africa also demand is there. Africans, they are actually looking at India for all the solutions. I know, like top guys from Africa, they are coming to India for treatment because they find it very comfortable. You know what? There are some groups, I mean, some companies in India, in Bombay, what they do is they give airport to airport service. Right from picking up the patients and the relatives and the entire group who's coming along with the patient, they give service, right from airport, all the hotels, whatever they want. And Africans, they really prefer coming to India rather than going anywhere. But coming back to your question, private healthcare, the demand is very huge. And I know some of our members, corporate members who are members in the Indo-African Chamber of Commerce, they have set up private hospitals in Africa in collaboration with the local guys. And our businessmen, Indian businessmen who are settled there for ages, who are doing well, who have capital and all this, they also have set up. But all said and done, coming to India, apart from the cost factor, the satisfaction what they get for any ailment, for anything, whatever it may be, India people, they like it and they know, yes, I will get the solution, whatever it may be. So that is, demand is there, and definitely for us, market is definitely there. I'm sure, I mean, it's going to be a big opportunity again. I've been repeating this, it is there, we have to get it organized, and it's going to be like generating employment also here for our Indians. Not only for medical professionals, for paramedical, and for almost, it has to be organized, which is not organized now. But opportunity, definitely is there.
Indian companies are putting hospitals in Africa. According to you, how will this change the healthcare landscape?
Few Indian companies are now really thinking of making it big in Africa. They are setting up hospitals. Like earlier I told you, I mean, they are doing it in collaboration with the locals and also with the established Indian businessmen who are having the capacity to invest. Indian businessmen are going, they're collaborating, and they're doing it. And the trend will continue. It will definitely continue. But the thing is what? Running a hospital there, taking the responsibility of all the regulatory requirements and all these things, that is, some people are scared. But okay, people come here, take treatment and go away. That is very simple. Running a setup, running a hospital, and it's a question of health. It's a question of public health. So if there's something wrong, what will happen? It's foreign government. Maybe, like tomorrow we may land up in some difficulty, some problem. So that is one big worry people have. So that actually puts them down. So most of these corporate hospitals who are planning to do that, they said, no, let's wait and see how things are clear, then we'll do that. And yes, you're right, people are actually wanting to invest there, and particularly in this health industry. financial institutions, they're also extending loans and all this thing, financial assistance and all. But after all, it's a foreign country. If something wrong happens, and then the promoters and all, they'll be booked. These sort of problems are there. More especially in GCC countries, this problem is always there. But Africa is okay, very nice, very good. But still, it's better, better send the patient outside and get treatment and all this.
Many African medical tourists visit India for medical treatment.
Agreed, yeah.
According to you, what is the valid reason for this movement?
So three major reasons. One is the cost factor, which I have been telling you right from beginning. The other one is the availability of the best talent. You take the patient with any ailment or anything, anywhere in India, you will get best of the best treatment. Apart from that, India, people now, US trained doctors, they are coming, or not only that, people who go and, do the higher education in Western countries, they also come here and they get attached to corporate hospitals on profit sharing basis. So, yes, it is, basic reason is, I will get a satisfaction when I come here. Yes, everything, will be taken care right from, A to Z they will come, and I'll get the best of the best. That satisfaction which is not available there. Even in the corporate hospital where, which are put up there in Africa, some sort of, that uncomfortable feeling is there. They prefer coming to India, okay, all the things, everything has been checked up properly, we are happy, go back happily, and that too for only a fraction of the cost. And follow-up is also there. These are major reasons why people prefer coming here instead of getting treated there and going to other countries. It's we can call India is definitely a medical tourism hub, and we can do much more. What is happening now is not only 1/10. It's once it is organized properly, where government has been supporting, and even the hospitals also, they are trying to give best of the best treatment, best of the best facilities and all this. But slightly, if it is organized, it will be much better.
There exists a big gap in tertiary care providers in Africa.
Okay.
Hence, many patients travel to India.
Okay.
How can Africa correct this? Is this a blessing for India?
It is, of course, blessing to India. It's a blessing in disguise, See, that lack of medical care, tertiary care, that is obviously that's opportunity for us. That is, that's the reason why people travel here. That is one of the reasons, not the only reason. One of the many reasons why people travel to India. Now, how can Africa correct this? Of course, they are going to set up, definitely, that public-private partnership and all these things, a lot of many things are there. And even Africa is aware of this. They definitely are going to, eliminate this problem by setting up more more medical centers and all this. But somehow people, they are not getting the satisfaction of the treatment. Sometimes I feel how this can be. The government is going to solve this problem, but I think this problem is going to continue for long, really for some time. But till such time the facilities are not there, it's good for us, really good for us. I have been more knowledge about these Gulf countries. Even in Gulf countries also, in spite of having the facilities, even in rural areas or tertiary areas and all this thing, but still people particularly from Oman and other countries, Kuwait and all this, from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, people prefer coming here. And believe me, some people, because we are running these chambers, INDO-ARAB chambers, Most of these guys, they come to the chambers for help. They said, look, this is the problem, kindly come and guide us, which hospital we have to go, where we have to approach, which doctor will be fine, like specialty, super specialty doctors and all this. Still they prefer coming to India. I will give you a very small example, You see, I am not a doctor, I am an investment banker and basically like international business consultant. You see, there are 10 doctors in my family. My wife, my brother, all this, my bahu and all this. There is one guy from Dubai, he is from the ruling family, very simple guy. He had been taking his son for some gastroenterology problem. He had gone to US, he went to UK and going around and around. What is the problem he doesn't know and nobody was able to find out. So he had actually told me that, look, I'm coming to India since your wife is a doctor, so why can't I take my son to your wife? I said, no, she's a government doctor, she cannot do that. Then, okay, we referred to one doctor. That doctor, he is a specialist in this gastroenterology. So he identified the problem in just 5 minutes, believe me, I'm not flattering. In 5 minutes, he said, okay, do one thing. Then he gave some medicine for 10-15 days. After that, he was asked to come back again to India. And that he did one small endoscopy. What exactly that I don't know. And the guy, that patient, that Dubai patient, slowly recovered. And after 30 days, he came and the entire family came and they were profusely thanking the doctor. And the cost was so minimal, it is just like, it's mind-boggling. He was telling me how much money I spent because this guy, my eldest son, I am going to put him in the military. So I want this guy to be hale and hearty. But no, I took him to several hospitals, several places. And no, I was not able to, get the treatment, get the, satisfaction. Here I came to Bombay, met this Indian doctor, got the treatment, and they have been like, and believe me, this guy have been making publicity over there, and lot of patients started coming in for different, some for dentistry, some for this heart thing, and some for, like, what do you call it, this sugar patients and all this. The crowd keeps coming in. Now the thing is started. So one person, only word of mouth publicity. I think it's, like last year, this happened last year, in this 1 year itself, only by this referrals, I think some 40 to 50 patients have come with different ailments, which is pertaining to different specialties. But believe me, once we organize this, and some regulations also has to be brought in India. So when the patient comes, he should not be overcharged and he should not be cheated and he should be given proper treatment, and so many quacks are there, eliminate from all these guys and all. Even if government is bringing some minimal regulations for these foreign patients, it will be very good, it will be very well organized, and it's going to be a very like a multi-dollar, million-dollar opportunity.
Indian brands including Apollo, Molchan have set up their hospitals in Nigeria, South Africa, Mauritius, Ethiopia, Tanzania and Zimbabwe.
Okay.
How will this trend change the private healthcare system in Africa?
See, this will definitely change. All these Indian brands, they're all big name, big brands, and they have, like multi-speciality, capabilities. Yes, they foresee it as a big market. Africa is a very big market, and maybe they will set up tomorrow in Middle East also. But right now, Africa is a big opportunity. Fine. This will definitely change the health system in Africa. But I was told, since I have not really gone and seen, I was told, like some sort of regulatory problems, the local issues, and apart from that, the JV partners, their non-cooperation, and all these things, that is creating problems, I really do not know. Whatever I have heard, people come, they talk about all these things in our chambers, in our Indo-African chambers, they come and complain, okay, I went with that hope, that, this and all this. But they are, some people are really not happy. So maybe there's going to be a lot of competition among the hospital, and some are shut down also, some have some problems. But yes, definitely that will change the healthcare system in Africa. It will change, definitely.
How has been the purchasing power of healthcare service in Africa? Who can afford private healthcare services there?
The purchasing power is not that good, That's why, these people, they save money, and they plan to come to India and all that. Purchasing power is not that good, really, In certain countries, which are very rich countries, the purchasing power is fine. They can afford to. They can even afford to go to US and, UK and all this. But I don't think the purchasing power is very good in Africa. But yes, if you ask me the same question for Middle East, purchasing power is abundant. It's really abundant. For them, no problem. But the thing is what they know. If it is an Indian doctor, yes, sure to get cured. But I am telling you, it is not that, just trying to flatter or just trying to give a very rosy picture. Somehow, in the minds, yes, if I go to India, I will get cured. It is there. As far as this Middle East is concerned, people have that. And you know what? They buy the Indian pharmacy and Indian medical, this Indian medicines also, they are so fond of. When they go, they buy this Indian medicines in bulk. Because why they buy in bulk? One is cheaper and then very effective. And I'll tell you, there's one tablet called Allegra, that you have to get them. Whenever these guys, my friends come from US, big businessmen, from Manchester, Birmingham and Bristol and all. They take this medicine, this Allegra, they take in bulk, and then they get the certification from the doctor to show it in the customs. Yes, this medicine has been purchased for consumption, not for sale and all this thing. And then they take it, they take the stock for 6 months. Some people, they see the expiry date and take it up to 1 year. This is one example which I am giving. Not only from the UK, and these Middle East patients, they actually prefer taking Indian medicines. That opportunity is also there, apart from this medical treatment and healthcare and all this thing. So yes, it is positive, very positive, very positive. But always I have been harping on some sort of regulation by the government authorities, so that yes, you charge double, triple, whatever you want to charge, but don't cheat the patients, because some instances have happened, which I would not like to tell you here, but some instances have happened where people have gone and they said, no, I got cheated, this, but it's all related to money, nothing related to the treatment. Treatment is obviously good. And these guys, the Middle East guys particularly, they're very fond of our doctors. Very fond. You go anywhere, you go to any hospital, you see the facilities there in the Middle East, it's all 7-star plus, You go to this Dubai Medical City, this health city, you go there, the lobby itself is 7-star hotel, like that. Doctors are available, but somehow, there's this thing in the mind, feeling in the mind, yes, Indian doctors, he will definitely cure us, whether he is Indian trained or US trained or whatever it may be. Like this. Yes, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
African nations have failed to overhaul the health system. How will Indian hospital profit and thrive to do business in Africa? Is the political scenario suitable for stable growth?
See, your question is a bit tricky. What you're asking is, African governments, they have actually failed in overhauling the medical system. Medical treatment or whatever. I am not an expert to comment on this, but yes, they have actually failed, really failed, and that's the reason there is a mad scramble, like for getting the treatment, people going here, there and all this. It is definitely not good for us, but good for us, on the commercial side. But we don't want people to suffer because of the non-availability of the medical treatment. That definitely we will not be advocating that. But as on the commercial side, yes, we are benefiting because there is lack of facilities there. So that gives us very big room to, encash that market. But rest of the, how the politics is there, I really, I do not know because I'm not expert in that. But yes, governments have actually failed to provide, medical facilities, proper medical facilities, and very effective medical facilities to their citizens there. So that's really a mad scramble there, for getting a good facility. Now, coming to the question of how the Indian hospitals and this Indian medical facilitators and all, how they will benefit. Of course they will benefit. When there is no availability of the, treatment, of course they are filling the gap. They are definitely filling the gap. But I again guess that, this Indian hospitals are not doing the proper marketing, I feel. And when they are going and setting up facilities there, they should take care of, local issues, culture, and bring comfort level to the patients. Yes, we are here to help you. We are here not to loot you, not to loot the system. Some sort of, marketing, some awareness campaign or something like that. They will have to do this. But yes, government has really, you can say it has partially failed. Language barrier is also there. There you'll have to have the local people. Okay, doctors and all fine. Our doctors are going and treating. English is there. Everything is fine. But for people who don't know the local, who don't know English, and we have to deal with them in the local language. For that we require local people only. These are all certain issues which the Indian hospitals will be facing there. That's one problem. Even in this, GCC countries, Middle East and all, sometimes this language barrier is a big issue, There also, you will have to convert it into Arabic, a local guy, he will not be knowing a single word in English. How we are going to deal with him? So that is also a problem. Even in Middle East also, language is a big problem. So overall, yes, when you are talking about this medical tourism, India to be developed as the medical tourism hub, it is already getting slowly gathering mass. But my this thing as a president of this INDO-ARAB Chamber of Commerce, I would always advocate that yes, it is a big opportunity, but let us do it in a very organized way. And even if some regulations are there from the government also, still worth it. Because it's fine, now take care of, take this, your, in real estate, what happens, now they have formed RERA, and RERA comes, it's good for everybody. Similarly, there also, if for this medical tourism and all these things, if they bring out some minimum basic, rules, so that, both the parties are, patient and, health provider, both will be happy. It's not it will be good, it will be good. Regulations and all these things, initially, that will be people may be hostile, but overall in long term, this will be good. And believe me, the kind of hospitals, you go to major cities, B-class cities, townships and all, the kind of good hospitals, apart from the structure, the kind of talents available in India, the people, you see the trained doctors, anything and everything you have people to treat in India. You will not go back, you will get cured and go. That is one big plus point here. And nowadays, what will happen? A lot of private equity guys are coming. Okay, we will have to fund to the hospital, medical centers, and this, and all this thing. That has to be regulated.
What is the penetration of insurance in Africa?
See, mostly in any foreign country, insurance penetration is good, really good, very good. More especially in these Western countries, and all is very high. We do not have the penetration level that high in India. We are in infancy stage here in India. But as far as Africa is concerned, I don't want to quote something that may be wrong. But I feel that that the insurance penetration is not that high there. But in Middle East, yes, it is there. Penetration is there. Almost everybody, expats and local, everybody is insured. Health insurance is there. People are very comfortable. But Africa figures I do not have. I really can't comment on that. But one more thing I would like to mention here. See, what happens is, whenever there is insurance claim or anything is involved, there is a lot of unethical practice. Now we will have to take care of the ethics part also. See, wherever, even in India also, you see, there is a lot of unethical practice. How to control that? How government will take care? Unless and otherwise, there is a self-regulatory organization among these, doctors, some sort of, ethics should be there, The patient should not get cheated. That is one thing which is always bothering me on the this medical treatment side. Very unethical, But we have a lot of good hospitals, doctors, professionals who have morality, who don't try to cheat the patient. But I think some ethics should be introduced. Not only the doctors will be able to, do themselves. But coming back to your question of, insurance penetration in Africa, I really do not have the figures. But if required, I'll be able to give you the figures from our records, from chamber records. So offhand, I do not have anything right now. But yes, in Middle East, penetration is very high. It's really good, and people are almost everybody is covered. Even these laborers who come from, expats, laborers and all, they have the health insurance card, which is a boon for them. But overall, people would like to prefer to come here for any treatment, and I'm not able to put it across. It's this question of satisfaction index that definitely you'll have to consider. If you really require the figures, how many people, who are coming, and also last year, what was the number of patients, what kind of patients they come, what kind of diseases they come with, and if you require all this data, I'll tell our research department to find out, and I'll be able to provide. But overall, because this is some sort of informal chat, I really don't have that immediate. I really don't have, but I thought, okay, let me give some whatever little I know about this, medical tourism in Middle East as well as this Africa. That is the whole of MENA region where we cover all this around 70-75 countries. I thought I'll share with you, and if you really require facts, and if you require hard facts, I'll be able to provide to you. But right now I don't have,
What future trend can you predict related to Indo-African and Indo-Arab healthcare relationship?
See, I foresee a bright future on this. See, this medical tourism, all these things happening for the past so many years. Now, you took the name of Apollo hospitals and all. I know a lot many patients, they come to Apollo Hospital, very popular name, very good name, people know, they come all the way from MENA region to take treatment there. But future trend, what I feel, the middlemen will be eliminated sooner or later. Because what happens is like your recruitment agents, they promise something and they do something, the client go, our people go there, get struck up. Similarly on the reverse way, what happens, the middlemen who are actually like sourcing, bringing the patients and sourcing the patients to the hospital, they promise something, do something, and they have a huge margin, cuts, and a lot of unethical activities. The first thing in future, what I foresee is, the traffic will be very heavy. It will be very heavy from the entire MENA region, in the Middle East and North Africa and all this. Again, here among the Indian hospitals, the competition is going to be very fierce. Okay, fine, the corporate hospitals are coming up, people are taking over, the sick government hospitals, municipality hospital, getting refurbished and getting it done and, making it in absolutely corporate hospitals. Competition will be very, very fierce for this, foreign patients here in India. So maybe, like some sort of again unethical practice will start. They promise something and do something and all. So, I have a very strong feeling this middleman will be eliminated and, things will be like very well, it will be like, what to say, organized well, and all this, the false promises, cheating, and everything will go. But traffic will be very heavy, very huge. If it is properly organized, it is going to be very, very good, and it is going to be a multi-dollar business. You know what, treatment, for taking treatment in India, it is not just, rich and famous. Even, these ordinary guys to whom the government is funding, they come here, take treatment. As far as Middle East is concerned, they get, very good, compensation from the government, apart from those, insurance companies. I foresee, as far as this entire MENA region is concerned, the traffic to India for taking this medical treatment will be very heavy, very positive, very good, and yes, if we organize it well, it's going to be mind-boggling profit figures. So now your question of, exchange of, information, exchange of, capabilities, like our guys going and training the doctors there, and our paramedical staff training the doctor, staff over there, locals over there, and like our medical equipment manufacturers, they will be sending people to train the local. It can be two-way, but mostly what will happen is, the knowledge will be imparted from our side to those guys. Because when I am talking about this particular vertical, about this healthcare and medical and all, I remember when I tied up with my partner in Saudi Arabia, who is one of the economic advisors to King Salman now, what he said, look, what we want from India is the knowledge. India is going to be our knowledge partner. We don't look for any funding or any money, anything from India. And from that day onwards, since 2010, it has been ringing in my mind, yes, Middle East, all these guys, they're looking for knowledge partners. They have money, they have everything. But yes, more especially in our, information technology, computers and all these things, we are the masters that everybody knows. And similarly, when the exchange of, talents and all these things happen, the knowledge will be imparted from India to this, countries, African countries and other countries. So, this is, and, people coming from there, coming from MENA region and training our doctors, no way, not possible. No way it will happen. So, overall it's looking bright. Yes, we can encourage this opportunity. We can help you through our chambers, through our Indo-Arab Chamber of Commerce, through Indo-Africa Chamber of Commerce. We are sitting here to help you people. Anytime, anything required, we'll be very happy to help you guys.